but the best person to tell you more about Project Cornerstone is a youth who has grown up with us. So I'd like to invite Athenna Crosby to the stage. She's a true Cornerstone kid. She and her family have been building assets since she was just little at Hacienda Elementary, and now she's a senior at Leland High School, and I understand there are some Leland people in the room. And she is Miss California Teen USA. And we're all, every single one of you, we're going to follow her this summer. Maybe she'll give us her Twitter feed when she competes for the national crown. Now, Athenna's going to share with you the impact that Project Cornerstone has had on her family and her life. And thank you for coming today, and thank you to all of you for joining us.
Well, thank you, Anne, and thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. It was a very early morning, and as somebody who does not have a full-time job, the morning commute was a big shock to me. I was like, why are people awake right now? But anyways, once again, welcome and good morning to everybody. Now, it's hard for me to believe that I attended the 5th grade 8 years ago. Now, I know for some of you guys are like, ha ha, 8 years, yeah. But for me, that seems like a long time. So I attended the 5th grade 8 years ago, as Anne mentioned, at Hacienda Elementary School. It feels like just yesterday to me that my teacher, Mrs. Roberts, was introducing us to new writing techniques. We used to make collage cutouts from magazines. She even introduced us to Shakespeare, which was really cool. My elementary school had so many cool things about it, and to this day, I boast to everybody, oh, we had all these amazing science programs and math programs, and at the time, it was hard for me to believe that my school needed any supplements. It was so amazing that I'm like, what more could you ask for? What more could you possibly need? Hacienda introduced Project Cornerstone while I was still a student. And like I said, I wasn't quite sure how I felt about it at first. It was especially awkward when my own mom joined Project Cornerstone and she was showing up at school. And I was like, oh, it's my mom. But anyways, later on I learned that that wasn't such a bad thing after all. So my mom joined Project Cornerstone, and soon all different kinds of parents began to come into the classrooms and teach lessons on very simple books. Gradually, I began to realize that what these parents were teaching was not something that I had really heard before. They weren't teaching us about math or science or English or any of those other regular subjects that we were learning in school. But instead, I realized that the things they were teaching us, even though all of those other things are really important, were infinitely more important. The things that the parents were teaching us were how to treat each other right, how to treat people, how to make sure that other people feel included and special and welcomed, because you can't learn that from books or textbooks or reading magazines or anything. Those have to come from real life lessons that are personal. So, looking at schools today, I can see why bullying is an even bigger problem than it was when I was maybe in elementary school. Today's generation is under a lot of pressure, just like the speakers before me have mentioned. There are a lot of great things, but there are also a lot of difficult things about being a youth in today's society. It teaches young kids, Cornerstone, that bullying somebody based on their differences is never okay. Cornerstone brings an awareness as to why people bully, and that's so essential. It highlights that all people have feelings, and sometimes people maybe just don't know how to channel them. Sometimes people don't know what to do with them. Cornerstone taught me that I'm valuable, that I'm unique, that I have a lot to offer regardless of what other people think of me or regardless how other people act. I consider myself a very positive person, and I think that is the epitome of being a Cornerstone kid. Even when things do hurt me, I always choose to follow the idea that with a positive attitude, I can accomplish anything. Programs like Cornerstone are what contribute to self-esteem and to courage, like they did for me. Programs like Cornerstone teach tenacity and compassion in young adults who grow up to become regular adults. Now, I just turned 18, so I like calling myself an adult. My mom, not so much. Programs like Cornerstone have an amazing impact of goodness and of personal strength, and that is something that is invaluable, whether you're young or you're old. Thank you. Now, we're not done quite yet. This winter, Project Cornerstone launched their second annual giving campaign with a goal of raising $80,000 to extend the reach to 80,000 Silicon Valley youth. Thank you to everybody who contributed and volunteered for that. Let's give them a round of applause. Children brought coins to their schools, youth led fundraising activities at their middle schools, and adults asked true believers to support Project Cornerstone. Now, we need you to help reach our goal. So you can go ahead and see the bucket on the screen. We need to fill that today. So far, we've raised a little over $71,000. That's amazing, right? Yeah, yeah. Now, all of you are invited to join this campaign to deepen and sustain and grow Project Cornerstone's impact. There is an envelope at your seat, this one right here. Every single gift makes a difference. So let's have this bucket overflow. What do you say?